Subscribe for more.
I woke up needing the bathroom, half asleep, reaching for the edge of the bed out of habit. The sheets were cold where my wife should have been. At first, I didn't think much of it. People get up at night. Water, snacks, phones. But something felt off. The house was too quiet, the kind of quiet that presses against your ears. I'm Daniel. I'm 39. I've been married to Lauren for 11 years, and until that night, I believed I knew the rhythms of our life. Lauren was always a light sleeper. If I shifted, she stirred. If the floor creaked, she complained. Yet the bed beside me was untouched, smooth, like she hadn't been there for hours. I sat up, listening. No bathroom fan, no footsteps, just the low hum of the refrigerator downstairs. I walked to the hallway, still groggy, telling myself not to be paranoid. Marriage teaches you to explain things away. The bathroom was empty. Her phone wasn't on the counter. The light was off. I checked the guest room out of instinct, even though she never slept there. Empty. That's when I noticed the back door light glowing faintly through the kitchen. Lauren never left lights on. She hated wasted electricity. My stomach tightened in a way that had nothing to do with sleep. We hadn't been fighting. That almost made it worse. Things had been flat, quiet, polite. We moved around each other like co-workers sharing a break room. Hugs without pressure. Kisses without heat. Nights where she turned away early, saying she was tired. I accepted it. Work had been stressful. I told myself this was what long marriages looked like. I walked toward the kitchen slowly, every step heavier than the last. The back door was unlocked. Cold air slipped in from outside. Our patio light was on, washing the yard in pale yellow. I stepped out barefoot, the concrete biting my feet. That's when I heard laughter. Soft, familiar, but not meant for me. Lauren was standing near the fence, wrapped in a hoodie that wasn't hers. A man stood close to her, too close. His hand rested on her lower back like it belonged there. They weren't kissing. That almost felt crueler. They were whispering, smiling, sharing something private. Something I hadn't been invited into for a long time. I didn't shout. I didn't announce myself. I just stood there, watching my life tilt sideways. When Lauren turned and saw me, her face drained of color. The man stepped back immediately, like he knew the rules. Like this wasn't his first time being caught in someone else's marriage. Daniel, she said, my name fragile in her mouth. I can explain. That sentence landed exactly the way it always does. Empty. I looked at the man. He was about my age, maybe early 40s, wearing running shoes and a windbreaker. Confident, comfortable, someone who had been here before. Who is he? I asked, surprised by how steady my voice sounded. She hesitated, just long enough. His name is Mark. He's a friend. I nodded once. Friends don't meet in backyards at 2 in the morning. Mark cleared his throat. I should go. He didn't wait for permission. He walked past me, avoiding my eyes, slipping out the gate like a ghost. Lauren watched him leave, and in that moment I knew something fundamental had already ended. Inside, she started talking fast. Lonely, confused. It didn't mean anything. It just happened. The usual collection of half-truths stitched together into something that sounded like an excuse. I listened without interrupting. I noticed how calm I felt. Not numb, clear. How long? I asked. She looked down. A few months. That was enough. Months meant planning, secrecy, choice. I thought about every night she said she was tired. Every time she flinched when I touched her. Every quiet dinner where she scrolled and smiled at her phone. None of it was random. It was redirected. I went to the bedroom and grabbed a duffel bag. Clothes, charger, wallet. I didn't rush. Lauren followed me, crying now, saying we should talk. That counseling could help. I zipped the bag and looked at her. You already made your decision, I said. I'm just responding to it. She asked where I was going. I told her I didn't know yet. I just knew I wasn't staying. Walking out the front door felt surreal, like stepping off a familiar map. The night air was sharp. My hands shook as I started the car, not from fear, but from release. I drove until the roads emptied and parked near a closed grocery store. I sat there thinking about how betrayal doesn't always arrive with chaos. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's just a light on in the backyard and a laugh that isn't meant for you. I didn't feel rage. I felt resolved. That night, needing the bathroom saved me years of lying to myself. In the days that followed, I told only a few people, not to seek advice, but to anchor myself in reality. Silence can rewrite history if you let it. I replayed that moment by the fence, not to torture myself, but to remember the clarity. Betrayal thrives in confusion, not facts. Lauren texted apologies, then anger, then promises, cycling through emotions like buttons on a remote. I didn't engage. I scheduled a lawyer, changed passwords, and focused on sleep. Healing, I learned, isn't dramatic. It's procedural. Each small decision was a brick placed between who I was and who I refused to be again. I wasn't chasing justice or revenge. I was choosing peace. Some mornings still hurt. Some nights still echo. But I no longer doubt what I saw. The truth didn't arrive screaming. It arrived quietly when I stood barefoot in the cold and finally stopped explaining the unexplained. That certainty became my compass, guiding me forward without bitterness, apology, or regret, even when loneliness tried pulling me backward again.